Here's a story that we're not supposed to talk about, but whatever. Let's talk about it. Let's see. Your move, social media platforms. You can kick me off if you want, but I'm just going to read the news here. There was a recount. There was an audit of the recount in Arizona, okay? And the audit established that there were no substantial differences between the hand count of the ballots and the official canvass results for the county in the 2020 election. That's the headline that you are going to see in the news. The audit found that there were no substantial differences between the hand count of ballots and the official count for the county that resulted in the 2020 election. Okay. Biden won Arizona by 10,457 votes. Okay. What happens beyond the headline? The audit established the hand recount. What happens beyond the headline? There were numerous findings of problems with the election and evidence indicating that tens of thousands of ballots were illegally cast or counted. So some of those ballots should not have been cast in the first place, and some of the ballots, even if they were cast by real people who were eligible voters, should not have been counted because they did not follow the rules for casting the ballots. The review revealed that more than 17,000 return envelopes were duplicates. Maricopa County recorded more than 6,545 early voting return envelopes than this reviewing organization determined existed. And 15,035 mail-in votes in Maricopa County were from voters who had moved prior to the registration deadline. Another 6,591 mail-in ballots came from voters who had moved out of Arizona prior to the registration deadline, and 1,718 mail-in votes came from voters who moved within Arizona but out of Maricopa County prior to the registration deadline. Good reporting on this is in the Federalist right now. So what does this mean? Which headline is to be believed? Did Biden win Arizona, or did Biden maybe not win Arizona? Well, yes, it is true that the audit found that there was no substantial difference between the hand count of the ballots and the numbers we were told shortly after the election. But that's not really the question. The question is how many of those ballots were eligible to be cast or counted in the first place. There, just this number, 17,000 duplicate images, Biden didn't even win the state by 11,000 votes. That seems pretty suspect to me. All those other numbers as well. The media are only, the establishment media are only going to give you that statement. The hand recount and the official numbers after the election were basically the same. Well, okay, but that's not the point. The point is how many of those ballots should have been counted in the first place. And these reviews suggest to me that the answer is far from clear. And if it is clear, it's maybe clear in a different direction. I think that this recount is a vindication of the people who say that there was a lot of corruption. And there are other numbers too. I'm just giving you the top line views, but there's a lot of other shady stuff that was discovered in this audit, in this review. I think the people who demanded the audit and the review were obviously justified in doing so. But one of the problems with these mail-in ballots is that there's very little you can do. It's very difficult to trace these things, to compare these things. It's hard to count them in the first place. That's why we've been so reticent as a country to use them. But now that Democrats think that they can really count on that advantage, they're pushing them very, very hard. I'm so glad that you liked that clip. That makes me feel really good. You can leave me a comment here on YouTube. You can subscribe on YouTube. But the thing that I would love most is if you would go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, type in The Michael Knowles Show, subscribe, leave a 5-star review. We'll see you next time.